holiday season is a great time to clear out a stash of old craft things you have and perfect time to use the DIY paint sampler kit for the holiday. Excited to open my sampler kit that includes White Swan, Eden, Carnival Red, Petticoat Pink, Walk on Water, Little Black Dress, and a little bit of Golden Ticket. Took that pile of stuff and made it into these cute things. I'm going to share each one. I want to tell you about this recent event I had called Girl on Fire with Debbie Beard of DIY Paint and Dion Woods of the Turquoise Iris Journal. This was a dream come true, a gathering of artists and creatives and women who just want to celebrate being together. We laughed, we painted, we danced, as you can see. It was just soul-filling and exactly what I needed. Doing a bunch of small projects. I have these old frames. I am going to paint that one with Eden. It's got a ton of detail on it, and I'm using the little dipper. Only a little bit of paint on that. One coat covered it all. Now I'm moving on to Carnival Red on another frame. Same thing, teeny bit of paint. It's going to cover the whole thing with just a little paint. Petticoat Pink for the wood frame, and I'm using the smoothie because there's flat surfaces here. I'm going to paint this paper mache Santa boot. It's going to be more like a steampunk Santa, so stay tuned. There might even be a mishap along the way. There's something so amazing about having a group of your closest friends stay in your home with you. So we went to breakfast before the event on Friday. Debbie got fans spotted in my little city of Brentwood, California. I got these on Amazon. They're a little bit rough. These are like 2" by 2" wood blocks, and they're fun. I'm gonna use, I think, the IOD typography stamp to put Noel on these, but blocks don't have to be for Christmas red and white. We're gonna paint these with Farm Fresh, and I think it's gonna be super cute. Maybe we'll dry brush a little of that gold patina on it. Christmas, I love when we have jewel tones and bright colors, and there's so many gorgeous colors in this sampler set. So let's paint these a little bit different. Friday night, we did a meet and greet, and we were fortunate enough to do it at my home. It was so intimate. People told their stories of why they were there, what they needed from their creative spark, and each other. The next day was full out creativity. It was such an incredible event. There were smiles everywhere. Dion shared how she does magic DIY paint blending. We even had women who came all the way from Florida, the mountains of North Carolina. I'm in Northern California, and it was incredible. Since I'm doing a lot of little projects, the Little Dipper brush is usually my go-to. It holds a ton of paint and it goes on smoothly. Now I'm going to use the heraldry mold from IOD, and I'm using a little bit of cornstarch before I put that air dry clay in there. I like to use a brayer to smooth it out and a scraper to get that extra clay off. Now I'm going to turn the mold over and let gravity help me get that out. Adding a little bit of wood glue, I'm putting that wing on, and you might notice it's wrong. Probably noticed that I put these wings on upside down, which I noticed last night when my husband got home and I was showing him how proud I was of this project. And we both looked at it and realized the wings are upside down. So I have to start over again. And it's Saturday around 1 o'clock and I'm still in my gym clothes. It's a typical Saturday. These frames are dry, so I'm going to use a piece of 220 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to kind of just smooth it out a little bit. And then I think I'm going to dry brush a little bit of the Golden Ticket. There's a nice container of it here, so you really only need a little bit. So I'm just going to lightly go over that just on the edges. You kind of want to go over like the high points where it might naturally wear. Oh, I didn't mean to, I think I got some glue or something on that. Yeah, that's glue. Okay, never mind that happened. Good thing about DIY paint, it's so easy and mistake proof. I can fix that pretty easily. The Golden Ticket is based in liquid patina with gold mica powder, so it's translucent. I'm only using a teeny bit to brush onto the high points of these frames and show that gorgeous detail. I have fixed those wings. They are right side up now, and I have decided to carry on this steampunk thing and mostly paint that air dry clay and more Little Black Dress, and then I'm going to go over it with some of that gold patina. I'm gonna definitely have an edgy look to it. I am not going in all the way. I also took a small brush to go into the crevices on the edge where the air dry clay meets the boot to kind of get rid of some of that white edge. You can just use an inexpensive paintbrush for that. This plain little frame got a little upgrade with Petticoat Pink, and I used the little bow from the Victoriana mold. Now I saved the cardboard that came in the frame, and I'm gonna paint it with 2 coats of white swan. And you can see I'm doing a cross-hatch pattern because I want to create texture. So I'm going to go over the first coat, allow it to dry, and I'm going to do the second coat even thicker and hit it with a heat gun. That's going to create some texture. Now I'm using what looks like this beautiful brooch, repeating that same process to use the clay. I love the detail on this. I'm going to glue it to the middle, and then once I wax it, you can see there's a lot of texture. It's going to show up in those little cracks. So best laid plans, I had planned to put little Noel spell it out on these blocks that I painted with Farm Fresh, and I went to get my old typography IOD stamp and I'm missing the O. We're gonna move on, have to improvise, and I'm going to use some of the Partridge Lane transfers and just do really cute little overlays with it. So let's do that. There are so many little details in this transfer. This holiday collection from IOD is just my favorite yet. Cutting out these little ornaments and a goose and a stocking and the stars. And I'm just gonna do 2 sides of the block so it looks really cute from the top and the side. I used foam core board. I measured the inside of those frames and used an X-Acto knife to cut out the exact measurement that would fit inside. I painted it with 1 coat of white swan, let it dry overnight. That way the transfers will stick really well and it makes some really easy and cute artwork. I often find frames for free or I find them really cheap at garage sale. These I have had in my stash for years and I'm so happy to finally be using them up. Even though this is just a little picture, I am using a coat of clear wax for all my projects. It will keep projects looking really beautiful. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of the dark. Use dark wax or black wax. Be sure you have a coat of clear wax down first. That will allow you to take off the excess. DIY paint is highly absorbent, so if you put something with pigment down on it, it's going to immediately grab into that paint. Use a lint-free rag to take up the excess, and I want to show you how pretty that is. It got into the cracks and makes it look old. I have tons of old books, and for the last project, I'm using Eden. And before you come for me with pitchforks about painting a book, there are literally thousands of tons of books thrown in the trash every year. Publishers overpublish them. This is a great way to reuse a book. I am using the IOD paint inlay. I'm going to show you all these beautiful ones from the Christmas release, and it's hard to choose. I'm going through to find what I think I can put on the book, and I just want to show you, like, there's some for small projects and big projects. I'm going to use the clear liquid patina from DIY Paint, which acts as a fabulous transfer medium, kind of like decoupage, except the paint is on the paper. So you're going to lay that down really carefully, and then you want to re-wet it. So basically the paint that is on that paper is going to transfer into that wet patina onto your project. So you're going to let that dry almost all the way, and then you're going to pull it up. So I want to make sure I'm maximizing all the space here. You can put this in wet paint, but I have found my favorite way to use the IOD paint inlays is with the clear patina. And while it's drying, here's a quick shot of the workshop studio, kind of messy. Mostly dry, still a little bit damp, and I realize it's because this is cardboard, so obviously it's gonna hold a lot more liquid. I don't want this to dry completely because then it's gonna be really hard and these inlays are gonna tear a little bit, and you want to avoid that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our water bottle and re-wet these and then peel them back. It's so fun. There's probably something I can do right here on the back. I always feel like with IOD stuff, more is more. We're gonna start with this. The inlays are dry, time to re-wet them and pull them up. This is where the magic happens. I love teaching and getting together. I call my customers my friends. You don't have people to create with, then I urge you sign up in the link below for the newsletter and you can get updates on upcoming workshops. But there is nothing more fun than creating with other like-minded people. I like to do everything from furniture to upcycle decor and lots of small little projects. This event I call Girl on Fire because I feel like this is my time and I'm on fire and I want to lean into that. But I felt like every woman that was at this event caught that vision and that fire. Fire in a way that we warm each other, that we're burning through things that don't serve us anymore, and that we're ready to do a lot more. It could be done in little ways, in little ways, in little corners of your life. I just want to urge you to take that time and make that space to create and be with friends and be with community and go seek them if you can't find them. All right, the inlays are dry. I wet them again and I'm pulling them straight up. Now, one thing about the inlays, you can use them 2-3 more times, so I am laying them flat to dry. I got a really nice impression there. I'm gonna let that dry and then I'm gonna add one more coat of liquid patina. So this is the mess. I've sort of cleaned it up since the event. We're getting there. At any time, there's a little bit of a creative chaos in here. When I'm not doing at Artisan Peacock, come hang out with me in my creative room here. Everything needs a little bit of gold, so I'm gonna do again my dry brush with the gold patina over the edges, and I really like putting it over the pages. I feel like this just adds the final touch. And when the gold patina is wet, you can kind of smudge it with your fingers, giving it another old world look. And here are all the projects the Santa boot didn't make it into the final cut. It was part of collaboration, so please check out and follow along all the other videos using the paint sampler kit. Please like and subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos, and you can shop my store at the links below to get any of the supplies that I shared here.